who's more prone to play pranks during filming, or is there a prank been pulled that you want to share with the world?
Oh my God. I'm usually flying. I was flying in and out the past seasons, and this prankster would call me Mr. Worldwide. And he has famous pranks. You can talk about your pranks.
I mean, I feel like sometimes it's always good to keep it light on set. I know for during our first season we were filming the tournament scenes, and there was a part where Tanner has to do a one-leg kick, and they had him up on a wire for that. And for one of the takes, Mary was like, "Hey, Hito, who was controlling the rope, he was like, on this take, just pull him as hard as you can and like hoist him up in the air." And Tanner wasn't ready for it, so he went out for the kick and he got hoisted up. And it's funny, like, I don't know if it's just like and I don't want to offend anyone, but I don't know if it's like a white guy thing, but like people get so red, and you can totally see it on Tanner's face. Like he got so red, and he was like, he started to get angry. He was like, "What's going on? Like, this is not supposed to be happening." And everyone was just like, once he saw everyone laughing, he knew like, oh man, like, you guys are the worst, but they've pulled some pretty good ones too.
Has any of these gone a little too far where you were like, oh man, yeah?
The first season, everyone had me convinced that I had to do the splits for the final episode. So I was working so hard. Like there were times where I'd go over to Mary's apartment and be like, I would get in like the split position. I'd be like, just push me down, like just like slowly push me down. And then finally that last episode, we were doing an interview and someone asked your question, like, what kind of pranks are you pulling? And Mary was like, oh, well, we told Xolo he had to learn the splits. And I was so like, I'm so glad that it was just like it was just a Zoom interview, because I was like, what? I was so taken aback. I was like, I cannot believe I like really put in a ton of work. And so then I just gave up. I can't do the splits now, but those are some good ones.
Well, let's give this to Vanessa, if you don't mind. Are you taken aback by how big Cobra Kai has become over the last 3 seasons, and especially now that you're on this worldwide platform, Netflix, that it's sort of just gone to another level? I mean, has it kind of shocked you, or are you just not surprised?
No, it was pretty shocking. I mean, not shocking is not really the right word. It's just like nice, really beautiful to see it evolve in that way, because we've seen it from 2018 when it was on YouTube, the followers it had then, and then Netflix was like a second rebirth for it, and it was really nice. But it's kind of, I guess to that level where you're like, I'm not going to try and wrap my mind around it because my mind can't wrap itself around it, so it's just enjoy the ride and have fun.
So to put it bluntly, you two had probably the more compelling elements to season 3, we'll just say. Some twists, some turns, some romantic twists for you, Ms. Rubio. Have either of you been given any indication about like where your story could be headed in season 4? Maybe some jealousy on the horizon for a certain gentleman who's in this Zoom? It's not me, by the way. I'm talking about him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the last person that they tell in terms of season 4 stuff. Like I've already had too many close calls, almost spoiling things. So they try to keep everything to the last second. Like, I think probably the day that I get on set is the day that they'll be like, all right, here's your script. Here's the, but yeah, I mean, we're all excited. I know that all of us are excited, but right now I think it's really just taking in, like Vanessa was saying, just being happy that we have this moment where we can, have this platform to share what we're doing.
Yeah, by the way, I am not Team Allie, by the way, Vanessa. I season 3. I was kind of pissed when I saw her because I thought she was going to ruin this, but I'm glad it worked out. And she went off in the sunset, and Johnny got to focus on you. And last question, and thank you for your time. Injuries. Are there a lot of injuries filming something this physical? I have to ask.
There definitely are, but I think the adrenaline levels are so high when we're filming, the scenes, that it's one of those things where you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh, I have this big bruise that like, where did this come from? And I think that it tends to be like that more often than not. But I will say, our stunt coordinators, Hito and Chanel, really make sure that we're doing things safely and comfortably. And even if we're doing these crazy, 90-second one take like fight scenes, that we really aren't getting hurt that much. And I think it just goes to show just how much love and effort that they put into it.